every generation seems to think that their own present problems are the worst problems ever. We never know how to fix present problems. It doesn't mean that they're worse. It doesn't mean that they're more difficult. On the contrary, we now have more knowledge and more technological capacity and more wealth, and also some historical lessons that'll help us to deal with this. And this is something that I constantly remind myself of when I look at the world. I also wake up in the morning thinking that, wow, this is what a weird place. And it seems like things are going to the dogs and quite often. But then you need that context to realize that this is not the end of the world. And one thing I'm telling myself is that, okay, but this time then, look at what's going on. Russia is destroying an independent country. There's chaos in the Middle East, and American politics is tribal and angry, and the world economy is wobbly. Well, yeah, that was 1956 when Russia invaded Hungary, and we had the Suez crisis in the Middle East. We had bad-tempered debates about segregation in the US, and we had the Eisenhower recession was coming along. It was actually also the 1968-1969, because then it's the Six-Day War in the Middle East. Russia invades Czechoslovakia, and we have riots in America, assassinations of RFK and Martin Luther King Jr. And we're in the Vietnam War, inflation, interest rate rises, and a new recession. I'm not saying this because history always repeats itself, but problems do, but so do solutions. And what do we eventually, how did we come out of all of this from 1956 until today? Well, we increased life expectancy by some 20 years globally. We reduced extreme poverty globally from roughly half of the world's population to 1 out of 10 people on the planet. So if you look past those headlines and that drama, and of course we shouldn't, because we have to pay some attention to the horrors and the drama as well, but we have to realize that most people then wake up in the morning looking at those problems, trying to come up with smart solutions, how to innovate our way around it, and coming up with better ways of creating a, a better and a safer and a richer world today than we had yesterday. So that's one reason why I'm not giving up, even though I can sure see that there are some problems right now.